Edouard Léon Scott de Martinville, a French printer living in Paris, invented the earliest known sound recording device, the phonoautograph. He built a mechanical reproduction of the human ear, collecting sound through a horn attached to a membrane, which vibrated a stylus, which etched an image on a hand-cranked cylinder that was essentially coated with soot. However, this device recorded only a visual representation of sound, etchings in the black surface. There was no way to play back the sound it had recorded. In 1877, Thomas Edison, who would perfect the incandescent light bulb 2 years later, built upon de Martinville's accomplishments, but used recording substrates of tin foil and later wax, which allowed for actual sound playback. In 1888, Emil Berliner discovered an easier method for recording onto shellac-based discs. This new technology also enabled the mass production of recordings. Berliner also created a player for his discs, which was known as the gramophone. Berliner's discs were known as 78s, referring to the 78 revolutions per minute at which they played. These would be the standard for decades. In 1948, CBS Records developed long-playing discs that rotated at 33 1/3 revolutions per minute, virtually tripling playing time to 10 minutes. A year later, RCA Records produced a smaller disc that played at 45 revolutions per minute, but the disc was not compatible with devices that played records at other speeds. It wasn't until 1954 that players would accept records of all speeds. Just a few years before in Germany, during World War II, American soldiers had confiscated plastic magnetic tape on reels, a method of sound recording the Germans had been using. This technology soon became prevalent for Western audio editing and multi-track recording on reel-to-reel devices. By the 1960s, magnetic tape very similar to this was packaged in cassettes commonly known as 8-tracks, but within a few years gave way to smaller packaging with higher sound quality, simply known as cassette tapes or audio cassettes. By the 1970s, cassette-style tapes began to sound the death knell of vinyl 45 and 33 1/3 records. It is important to note that, starting with 8 tracks, both 8-track and cassette players became prevalent in automobiles, the first step toward portable music. Also during this time, a gentleman named Thomas Stockham began recording digitally. That is, the recorded information was turned into a signal of digital binary code which, among other things, greatly increased sound quality and minimized recording errors. In 1983, the compact disc, or CD, was the first widely available digital music delivery method, and quickly replaced virtually every other form of recording media. Compact discs remained the standard until about 1994, when individual MP3 files, essentially the electronic music file on a compact disc, actually became the preferred vehicle for music, making it more portable and transferable than ever before. By 2005, there were more than 40 million MP3 players in use, and currently compact disc sales have fallen 7 out of the past 8 years. It is estimated that more than $1 billion has since been spent on online music purchasing, and another $500 million on music downloaded through cellular phones. Now, in 2009, the question is, what's next?